Hi, I'm Renee Seltzer, so I want to walk you through this blueprint and what's included and how to use it, because what we did was we take an admissions webinar and we realized that a lot of internal staff really struggles to create admissions webinars because they're so time consuming for the staff, and really no one's trained anybody on how to run one of these and then how to repurpose it. So it's generally sometimes done through the admissions arm, but then there's a marketing component to it. And then that component may not even happen. So we wanted to walk you through the life cycle of a webinar. What happens? How do you use it? How do you leverage it and get the most amplification that you can out of the event? So let's kind of dig into this. By downloading the blueprint, this is what you're going to get access to, along with a blog where it says back to blog. And what we do is break down how we create this. And I'm going to actually show you through a case study also how it works. So let me walk you through it. Okay, so we start with the events, right? So you have to start with, one, you gauge what your event topic's going to be, and it has to be intriguing. So if it's not like learn more about my school, it's how do you get your CPA by getting your degree in accounting, or how do you get into med school, or how do you have an alternative path to this, or hey, these are the top 10 biggest career opportunities, including data science. Let me walk you through data science. So it has to have some intriguing hook, and that's where it really starts. So the ideation of your hook, but then once you have your event topic, so that starts right here, then you're going to go into starting to promote it, right? And then we break down, you're going to have LinkedIn, you're going to have Instagram, you're going to have Twitter, Facebook, and emails, right? So in your emails, we kind of break down, and I'm going to show you all this in action in just a moment. There's an event announcement email. So you have to decide on the date of your event and all that fun stuff, but then you really need to start announcing it and getting people excited about the event. And then you have a couple ones leading up to it. So you do one, maybe you start announcing it 2 weeks in advance, and then you have another one a few days in advance and the day of. And then what you're going to do is create an event in Facebook to also promote it, and you can create an event in LinkedIn. We want as many people to know about this as possible. And if you can create reels to help promote it, that's ideal. That's all in the promotional stage of the event. You're also going to need, before you start promoting it, a landing page sign up, right? So if you promote it, where are you sending people to? We actually always recommend not using the landing page that Zoom gives you, but creating your own branded landing page on your website and then driving them back to that and then integrating with Zoom on the back end. And those are all things that could happen. So we give you, a little bit of extra tips. Now your event occurs, and now you have a replay. You want to record it, obviously, and then you're going to post-event start promoting the replay, because there's a lot of people, only about 20% of people ever even attend a webinar. What happened to the 80%? Well, they're going to catch it on replay. So that's really the amplification and leverage. You're going to take this piece, you're going to put it on YouTube, you're going to edit it down a little bit, and then you're going to start to promote that back through social media. And that gives you something to talk about, something interesting. We also say, okay, you have this long webinar, whether it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever the length is of your webinar. We also say that you want to repurpose and cut that webinar into shorter snippets. And those are going to get put back onto social media. They might be 5-minute snippets, they might be 3 minutes or 2-minute snippets. And you can really create as many as you like that make sense for the content that was created. And then there's some, in here we provide some best practices. For example, on Twitter, you have shorter videos, so 2 minutes and 20 seconds. On LinkedIn, it's 10 minutes. And then on Facebook, you can put the whole thing, but you also want to share some of these shorter ones. So if you're creating a video specifically for Twitter, go ahead and then post that out to other social media platforms. It's also, this is not a one and done deal with these webinars. If they're really good, if you're engaging, you want to be able to re-leverage these videos and insights and landing pages for weeks or months to come. So don't think it's one and done. Let me show you this in action. So this is what we created for Tiber. And they are promoting a very specific program, the MS, and what they're doing, let me go back out a little bit. What they're doing with this is providing students with an alternative path to medical school. So we created 4 different emails right here, and their graphics, and they're promoting the webinar that's coming up. We created this landing page for them. and see how there's a form to sign up for the webinar. This form integrates automatically into Zoom, and then Zoom also sends out the reminders. So there is some setup that you need to do to make that work, but totally doable. And then the landing page has all these great benefits, and kind of speaks to a little bit of what you're going to get by attending the webinar. We also created Facebook ads, and I recorded a video for them because their staff was busy doing other things. So I just recorded this promotional, like, here, there's alternative paths to medical school, come attend, and then that video was used as an ad. And then here are graphics that we also created. These are a variety of graphics that we created to promote the event, that were leveraged in email, that were leveraged in their slide deck, and leveraged in their other elements. So you want to create these pieces of graphics that can then be used and integrate across all the channels that you're doing. We also created a set of slides. The slides are so important because, one, they cue your speaker up to say the next thing. As you could tell, the slides are not text heavy. Please don't bore people with PowerPoint presentations where it has like all the text on there. They're really just poignant visual representations of what you're going to say. And if you create them in the right segments, then it will help you edit the videos a lot easier. So then you can create new content for your website and for your emails and for social media. So like, for example, there could be pieces right here that queued up the next thing. And we did encourage the client to have more visuals, more slides, but they wanted to do a little bit less, so they didn't feel as prescriptive with what they had to say per slide. So they wanted to be a little bit more free flowing. Here's the day of email nurture. So this is an email specifically, hey, join now, and it goes out shortly before the actual event to encourage people to attend. We also attended the dry run and live attendance, where we provided some feedback. And that's when we did the dry run, we really encouraged, we need the slides. Then we took the recorded webinar, so it's really important that you record, and we edited it a little bit. And in that recording, we went ahead and any kind of slow parts or anything else, we cut those out. And then we posted it on YouTube, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And then we took these two snippets, we designed new thumbnails for them, and then posted them as much shorter video clips. And let me show you one of them here. So this video is an hour and 11 minutes. And you can see the slides in action. So not only did we post it with a descriptive headline that hopefully intrigues people, we also wrote up the description copy. So you want it to be really good description. We have CTAs that link them to exactly where they can learn more about other schools and that are offering this specific program. And then we also added these little segments, so you can click on one and it drops to that section of the video. So it really makes a long video very digestible, because you can get to the chapter and piece of the video that is most pertinent to you. So if you have longer videos, be sure to use chapters. It actually also helps Google index your video and show it back out when people are searching for specific things. Remember, YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google. So be sure to leverage YouTube as much as you can. And these webinars can be a really great way to create lots of new video content. Video is the king now, so use these webinars as a way to create new content. Here's one where we created the thumbnail, watch the clip, and it says rejected from medical school. And so this one is 1 minute and 26 seconds, and it was a segment of that longer webinar. We also did that over here where it's a new path to medical school. And then this was like a poignant thing that when we listened to the webinar, the average medical student's parents make $300,000 a year. Well, that we thought was a really strong clip, because it almost kind of evokes like, why, and what if I don't make $300,000? How am I going to get into medical school? Which is exactly what we're trying to hone in on, is an alternate path to medical school. So that's where that was. So I wanted to show you how that all relates. So here are the emails that you saw, here's the landing page that we saw, here's the replay, and then here's going to be the replay landing page I'm going to show you in just a moment. And then there was social media, and these were the shorter clip snippets right here. So this is how we take it from the theoretical, this is what you should do, to what actually was done. And then let me show you the landing page. What we do, and this is really hands down, I think, a best practice, is we take the exact same landing page that we started with, and now we have a replay in here instead of a form. The reality is you could choose to gate this, which means somebody has to fill out a form to watch it. But the reality is we want people to watch this and then become more enrollment ready, right? We want them to be impacted by the content. So we don't want to put a friction point in front of them and then have them not actually even look at the video. We want them to watch it. So that's why we don't have it gated. We have it really easy. Just watch the webinar replay. We also took this same page and added these shorter clip vignettes onto the page. And then this could be cloned and duplicated for future events. So from when we started, there was, I took the screenshot, it was 106 views. Now we're over 203 views. If they put any advertising to it or they drove media to the page, then they can continue having this evolve and grow. It's just one of those things that they have to, promote it more. So that's one of those things that you don't want to just stop. There's still leverage that you can do. And then here are follow-up emails. These are nurtures. So, hey, watch the replay, because we know that a majority of people who sign up don't attend. They had over 500 signups in less than a week to attend this webinar. And then those who watched it live and those who didn't watch it live can watch it on replay. And then this is a little bit graphics that we created to point out where these programs are available. And then we have calls to action that are strong throughout. And then we use visuals to kind of cue in that we have all these programs in different locations with different universities. And then here's another follow-up email communication. And then we leverage why choose us. And this was a piece that we took from the Google Slides. Not the Google Slides, I mean the presentation slides. So I wanted to walk you through, here's the other two emails, the nurtures. And then this is how it looks all together. So this is one in action. So we're taking it from the theoretical, the blueprint, into action. So I wanted to walk you through that. And then here we even give you a little bit of example of ungated, example of gated replay, so you can get familiar with one and decide internally which one is right for you. Again, the end is to get more students to enroll. So if you put up a form while you collect that person's info, and that's amazing, we do want to do that, you also may lose them and not be able to get them to engage with your content. So there's a risk. There's a payoff and there's a risk. Risk and reward. We also have once you create a lot of these events, we encourage you to start putting together a video library. That means all of these different kinds of events and different topics could start to become a video library. And then we actually post an example of what that looks like. And this is a client that we worked with. And here's all these different events that they have. And you start to create events, an event library just like this. Long-term content strategy and audit. So this is where, as you continue creating content, you want to go back to your website and start to put these snippets or whole webinars in your blog posts that make sense, or your page content, however you do that. And let me actually just show you this on my own site. And let me just show you what this looks like. So we go to our blog, and then we go to, let me see, value propositions. And if you look right here, we have a video that speaks to value propositions. And then we put that embedded into our blog posts. So all the content that you create can be embedded right into your blog posts. And that creates more content for your library. That creates more content for your students. That creates more content for your university. And the more regular you are with your content, you will be rewarded by showing up more in searches. So I hope this blueprint is helpful, but I also want to link you to this blog post. So this is the blog post that's going to go with this, and it walks you through, similar to this video, how to use the blueprints, how to expand, and you can go back through the case study that I just walked you through, and also all the different ways you could repurpose. So we want to give you as much tools as you can to create this admissions webinar and leverage it and leverage it and leverage it for all this amazing content. And we also break down Twitter only allows you to do this, LinkedIn allows you to do that. So we have all the information in this video, in this blog post, and in this blueprint. So I hope you enjoy. And if you have any questions or if you need any help creating any of this, please do reach out to us, because we are here to help. We're Ellison Ellery, and you could just request some information and we would be happy to help you schedule your content repurposing strategy. We'd be happy to schedule how to do admissions webinars where it is less work for your staff, but also you could do them more often, which allows you to enroll more students. So we're really excited to have that conversation with you. Have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye.